Good morning and welcome to Live Without Limits. Transforms your thinking to redesign your life. I'm Davida Shensky, and today we're diving into a powerful topic: life purpose and personality. How the two are deeply connected. Have you ever wondered why some people seem so sure of their purpose while others feel stuck or unsure? Or maybe you've asked yourself, what am I really here to do? Here's the truth: your personality is more than quirks or preferences, it's a compass that points you towards your unique life purpose. Remember, each of us are unique, each of us have our own purpose in life. No one else can tell you what that will be. That's why if you let someone else control your life, they are going to put you in what their life purpose is, not yours. This is why it's so important that you take control. We'll explore how you are shape and why you're here, and give you practical steps to bring more clarity and direction into your life. So let's start with the big question: what is life purpose? Life purpose isn't just about your career, it's your goals, your achievements. It's about meaning, it's about contribution, it's the deeper why that makes your life feel significant, not just to you, but to others. This is why, whenever they want to talk to you about what your goals are or why you're doing something, it's so important that you know exactly what your why is. Now, goals are important, they give us milestones and direction, but purpose is different. Goals can be achieved and checked off. Purpose is lived. Think of it this way: if your goals are the destinations on your map, your purpose is the compass that guides you in the right direction. Why does purpose matter? Because it feels resilient. When life throws challenges at you, purpose keeps you moving forward. When things feel overwhelming, purpose reminds you the why it's worth it. Understanding personality. Now, let's bring personality into the conversation. When I talk or when I say personality, I'm talking about your natural tendencies, your patterns or behavior, how you think, feel, and interact with the world. There are many models that help you understand personality. Now, there's the Myers Briggs, which talks about introversion versus extroversion versus intuition versus sensing, thinking versus feeling, judging versus perceiving. And the opposite of that is the desk, which the developer or the high D. It's the I, which is interpersonal. It's the S, which is the steadiness. And it's the C, which is conscientiousness. Now, the D is often someone who likes to control everything. The I is someone who has very good interpersonal skills, and they are the extroverts. You've got the steadiness, who's the person who literally reads the book and the manual and follows all the rules. And you got the conscientiousness personality, which is the person that questions everything before they make a decision. And those are the introverts. Then you've also got the big five, which describes traits like openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and emotional. The Enneagram looked at core motivations and fears. Then you've also got one known as the colors. And it depends on which personality profile. Now, the Myers Briggs is a psychological profile, and you have to be licensed to actually use it, where the DISC or the Big Five or the Engram or some of the others, you can just be trained on doing it, but you don't have to be licensed. But at its core, personality is the combination of nature, what you're born with, and nurture, what your environment shapes in you. Here's why this matters. Your personality influences what feels natural, energizing, and meaningful to you. That means it's directly tied to discovering your purpose. Also, when you're communicating, you're often communicating in your personality. And if you're talking to someone whose personality is different than yours, how they perceive you communicating with them or how you're talking to them, you really can influence the kind of relationship that you have with that individual. So that's why it's so important to understand the differences in personality and how they drive you, but also how they interact with each other. The intersection of personality and purpose. So, how do these two connect? Imagine an extrovert who thrives in social settings. Their purpose might naturally be tied to community, teaching, or leadership. Contrast that with the introvert who feels most alive in quiet reflection. Their purpose may be rooted in writing, research, or creative work. Consider thinkers versus feelers. A thinker might feel purposeful when solving problems with logic and strategy. A feeler might feel most fulfilled when bringing healing, compassion, or understanding to others. When you live a purpose that matches your personality, life feels aligned. You're in flow. You're energized instead of drained. But here's the danger. When we try to live someone else's purpose, maybe one society told us we should pursue, or one our family expected, it often leads to burnout, confusion, or emptiness. So the key is not to chase what looks purposeful for others, but to uncover what feels purposeful for you. Reflection question for listeners. Think about your personality traits. Are you more introverted or extroverted? Do you learn and lean toward logic or empathy? How often those traits hint at the kind of purpose that feels natural to you. So let's map personality to purpose with real, unable detail. Since I don't know you your exact preferences, here's a clear guide for each combo. Skim to the quadrant that most like you or mix and match. So, here's a quick self check. Introvert signals: recharge alone, prefer depth over breath. Think before speaking. Dislike constant context switching. Extrovert signals: recharge with people. Think out loud. Seek momentum. Variety. Energized by visible impact. Logic leaning. A thinker. Prioritize evidence, systems, trade offs. Comfort with hard calls. Empathy leading, a feeler. Prioritize people, meaning, harmony, comfort with nuance and care. If you're split, you're likely ambivert or balanced. Thinker, feeler. See the blend solution? Extrovert plus logic. Natural fuel, solving visible problems in motion. Brainstorm, test, ship, purpose things, build, lead, optimize, turning chaos into sociable machines. Others can run the best mediums: live teaching, facilitation, demos, strategy rooms, whiteboards. You shine when there's a tough goal with a clear scoreboard. You can rally people around a plan and measure results. You're allowed to iterate fast and own the number. Watch outs may steamroll quicker voices or rush nuance. Schedule slow thinking blocks, purpose expressions, examples, launch and lead, impact initiatives, education, entrepreneurship, community incubators. Build programs, courses with strong outcome metrics and completion funnels. Policy advocacy, where you organize coalitions and negotiate concrete wins. Weekly micro missions. Host a live roundtable. Test one new system. Publish a metric driven case study. Signature question: what lever moves the goal fastest without breaking the rest? The extrovert plus the empathy. Natural fuel, human energy, stories, transformation, belonging, purpose things. Connect, uplift, mobilize, helping people feel seen and stronger together. Best mediums: speaking, coaching, workshops, community, leadership, interviews. You shine when you shape culture and morale, or broker collaborations. You translate complex ideas into relatable, motivating narratives. You create spaces where people open up and act. Watch outs: overgiving and burnout. Define boundaries and care capacity. Purpose expressions, examples, group programs, masterminds on mindset, leadership, or resilience. Community platforms that elevate underrepresented voices. Fundraising and movement building through storytelling. Weekly micro missions. Host a Q&A circle. Record a transformation story. Send 5 gratitude notes. Signature question: who needs to feel included, and how can I make that happen today? Introvert plus logic, your natural fuel depth work, clarity, precision, elegance, systems, purpose themes, understand design, refine, quick excellence that makes everything work better. Best mediums, writing, research, curriculum, architecture, product design data. You shine when you're given time to think a robust solution. You can improve processes others rely on daily. You mentor one on one or in small groups with substance over show. Watch outs, perfectionism, ship version one earlier and iterate. Purpose expressions examples, building structured learning paths, playbooks, or SOP libraries that scale impact, research analysis that informs ethical, efficient decisions, tooling, automation that frees people to do their best work, weekly micro missions, publish a 2-page brief, automate one recurring task, run a tiny A/B test, signature question. What's the simplest system that will keep working when I'm not there? The introvert plus empathy. Now, all of these happen to come out of the Myers Briggs. Natural fuel, meaning one on one connection, deep change over quick wins, purpose things, heal guides, steward, quiet, advocacy, and compassionate craft, best mediums, long form writing, counseling and coaching, reflective workshops, intimate communities. You shine when you hold space for honest conversations and personal growth. You write or create resources that soothe and strengthen. You design experiences that feel safe, dignified, and thoughtful. Watch outs. Emotional overabsorption, schedule recovery rituals, and supervision, peer support, purpose expressions, examples, trauma informed programs, confidence and mindset coaching, restorative leadership labs, accessibility and inclusion design, policy through lived experiences, lenses, memoirs, podcasts, or guides that normalize struggle and teach tools. Weekly micro missions create one reflective prompt set, run two deep one on ones, take a quiet craft hour. Your signature question is, what would care look like here physically and sustainably? Blend and bridges, ambivalent, alternative, outside days, collab teaching with inside days, creation ops, purpose, translator between worlds, balanced thinker, feeler. You're a principled interrogator, payer metrics with meaning, policy with people, design choices you can defend ethically and imperially. Im- Turn traits into purpose statement. Now fill these in. I feel most alive when the verb can be build, guide, organize, heal. For who? By how you operate best, so that change that you care about. And here's some examples. I feel most alive when I build for emerging entrepreneurs by designing repeatable growth systems so that ordinary people can create sustainable income. I mobilize purpose driven professionals by creating spaces where they feel seen so that they act boldly on their goals. I design learning infrastructures by turning complexity into simple workflows so that teams focus on high value work. I guide people to transition by holding compassionate, structured conversations so they reclaim confidence and direction. Now, let's look at a 7-day alignment sprint for plug and play. Day one, write your purpose statement. Day two, list 5 past moments that you felt this is me. Circle the shared trait or pattern. Day three, choose one 60-minute project that matches your quadrant. Day four, share it with the right audience. Day five, gather feedback that fits your style. Day six, refine once. Day seven, ship again or schedule the next rep. Here are some practical steps to align personality with purpose. Now, let's get practical. How do you actually align your personality with your purpose? Self reflection. Spend time journaling or taking personality assessments. Ask yourself, when I felt most alive, what kind of work energizes me instead of draining me? Identify your values and passions. Your personality often reveals what you value most. If you're naturally detail oriented, maybe precision and quality as your values. If you're the big picture and creative, maybe innovation and freedom are yours. Look for patterns in the past. What activities or roles have consistently brought you joy? Where have others noticed your strengths? Experiment. Purpose isn't status, it evolves. So try new things, volunteer, start a side project, take a class. Each experiment gives you feedback about what aligns or doesn't. Integrate. Don't just think of purpose as a big career move. Look for ways to live it daily. Maybe it shows up in your relationships, your hobbies, or how you serve your community. Let's dig deeper into how to align personality with purpose with practical, detailed examples for different personality types. I'll show you the principle first, then specific examples for each personality orientation. The 5 steps to align personality with purpose with examples. Self-reflection. Know your natural wiring. The why. You can't align your purpose if you don't know what organizes or drains you. The how. Take a personality assessment. The MBTI, the Enneagram, the Strengths Finder, the Big Five, Then journal one real life pattern. For example, an introvert notices that they feel most alive writing blogs or doing deep one on one coaching, less so in big networking events. An extrovert feels energized by leading a team, a workshop, but drained by long solidarity research projects. The action is to keep an energy journal for 1 to 2 weeks. Ask at the end of each day, what gave me energy? What drained me? Look for repeating patterns. These are personality clues guiding your purpose, identity, core values, and passions. Your why. Personality hints at what you naturally care about. Purpose grows where your traits meet your values. Ask yourself, what do I fight for? What do I want to protect, improve, or create? Here's an example. A logic driven introvert values precision or truth. Purpose might involve research, analysis, or designing efficient systems. An empathy driven extrovert values connection and belonging. Purpose might involve leading support groups, mentoring, or advocacy. The action is to create a value to purpose map. Write your top 3 values. Then brainstorm how your personality traits can express these values in action. Spot life patterns and strengths. The why. Your past leaves breadcrumbs about your purpose. The how. Review 3 moments when you felt deeply fulfilled. Ask, what personality trait was I using at that time? For example, a detail oriented introvert might recall loving the process of organizing a project, a purpose in designing structures that others rely on. A people focused extrovert remembers feeling alive when running a school fundraiser, a purpose in mobilizing people for causes. Right. The times I felt most like myself were when I, then circle repeated words, teaching, building, guiding, creating, experiment and test small. The why. Purpose isn't found in your head, it's clarified through action. Run small, low risk experiments to test alignments. An introverted empath who thinks counseling could be their path starts by volunteering a few hours on a peer support hotline. A logic oriented extrovert who suspects they're meant for entrepreneurship starts a weekend side hustle to test their energy. The action is to pick one experiment that uses your personality in service of others. Track how it energizes you and how you feel afterwards. Integrate personality into your daily life. The why. Purpose isn't just a career, it's how you live. The how aligns your work, relationships, and services with who you are. An introvert plus logic type can align by building workflows for their business that free them from draining social tasks. An extrovert plus empathy type can align by choosing a career in team leadership, plus spending evenings volunteering in the community projects. An introvert plus empathy type can align with coaching in small, deep settings instead of larger scale motivational speaking. An extrovert plus logic type can align by leading strategy meetings, public trainings, or entrepreneurial ventures. Ask weekly, how can I express my natural traits and what I'm doing today? Then add one adjustment. Put it together. For example, an introvert plus logic, the purpose expression, writing a book that simplifies complex business strategies for entrepreneurs, daily alignment, block 2 hours for deep writing and research, introvert plus empathy, purpose is the expression of one-on-one life coaching, sessions for professional in transition, daily alignment, limit sessions to 3 per day, schedule reflection writing, time to recharge. Extrovert plus logic, purpose, expression, building and scaling a startup that solves real world problems, daily alignment, lead team meetings, pitch ideas, analyze metrics, delegate details, extrovert plus empathy, purpose expression, leading retreats or masterminds that help people connect and grow, daily alignment. Schedule live workshops weekly, network daily, block recovery time. You align personality with purpose by leaning into what gives you energy, designing the work life that express values, and testing purpose through small experiments until you feel the sense of the flow. Now, we're going to talk about the MBTI versus the DISC and a comparison. The logics in theory. The MBTI is the Myers-Briggs type indicator based on Carl Jung's theory of psychological types developed by Isabel Briggs Myers and Catherine Cook Briggs in the 1940s. Focus on people, perceive the world, and make decisions. The disc is the dominance, the influence, the steadiness, and the conscientiousness, based on William Moulton Marston's work in the 1920s, developed into assessments for workplace behavior in the 1970s and beyond. Focus, observable behavior, and communication styles. The structure. The MBTI is 16 personality types. The extroversions versus the introversions. Energy and source. Sensing versus intuition. Information intake. Thinking versus feeling. Decision making. Judging versus perceiving. Approach to structure. DISC, 4 styles: the dominance, results oriented, direct, decisive; the I, the the influence, social, persuasive, energetic; S or steadiness, patient, supportive, reliable; the C, the conscientiousness, detail oriented, continuous analytics, can combine and blend; the DI or the SC, focus. The MBTI is internal preferences, why you think and act the way you do, more about personality wiring and cognitive style, often used in self discovery, career counseling, and personal growth. The DISC, external behavior, how you act, especially in groups. More about communication and work style, widely used in leadership training, sales training, and team development. Applications. The MBTI is self awareness, career exploration, personal development, understanding, deep motivation and decision making patterns. And INFJ may discover they thrive in counseling or writing because they combine intuition, empathy, and structure. In the desk, workplace communication, team dynamics, leadership coaching, conflict resolution, and sales training. A high D leader may need to adapt their directions when managing high S team members who value stability. The strengths of the MBTI: comprehensive and insightful, helps people understand cognitive processes, encourages reflection on natural preferences, gives language to why I am the way I am. The DISC is simple, memorable, easy to apply in groups, focuses on observable behavior, practical for teamwork, helps improve communication quickly. Criticisms: the MBTI is scientific, reliability, question. People sometimes test differently at different times. Critics argue it's put people in boxes instead of measuring on spectrums. Now, the MBTI is often given by psychometrists who are licensed. The DISC, seen as oversimplified, just four quadrants, doesn't explore deeper personality drivers, only surface level behavior. Quick summary: the MBTI is personality wiring, the DISC is behavioral style, the MBTI is best for personal growth, career fit, and self discovery. The DISC is best for leadership, teamwork, sales, and the workplace. The analogy is to think of the MBTI as your internal operating system, how you're coded inside. Think of the disk as your user interface, how others experience you when you interact. So let's wrap up. Today, we explored how personality and life purpose are intertwined. Your purpose doesn't live outside of you, it's already within you, waiting to be uncovered. And your personality is the roadmap. So here's your challenge for this week. Journal on this question: how has my personality shaped my life choices so far? And how might it point me toward my purpose? Remember, your personality isn't the limitation, it's your compass. Your purpose isn't something that you have to chase. It's something that you align with when you live intentionally. So I would like to thank you for joining me today on Live Without Limits. And if you enjoyed this episode, share it with someone who already is searching for direction in their life. And don't forget, you are fully capable of living in purpose, passion, and alignment. So until next time, remember that your purpose is already inside of you. Trust yourself and live without limits.